How's it going, everyone? It's Javi from Weather SpongeBob 1000. I hope you guys are having a great day. For me, I had a great day mainly because this chop moved through. We're out of the damp and coldness we were seeing from this rain, and it's a nice break to see finally some sunshine here today in North New Jersey. I want you guys to comment down below how was the weather in your location. Did you experience anything major from this storm system? There was a lot of rain in the Northeast, and are you hoping for our next big snowstorm that could happen by this weekend? Make sure to comment down below, and because I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking when it comes to this next snowstorm. If you're hopeful for it, or let's say not really hopeful for a major snowstorm. But anyways, in this video, of course, we're going to talk about exactly that, if we're going to see a major snowstorm in the Northeast. So take a look at what the European model is stating at this time. We do see it's pretty empty throughout the entirety of the United States when it comes to precipitation. There is a trough moving through, a small trough moving through the Pacific Northwest, and this could be the catalyst that will develop our next major nor'easter here just off the southeast coast, and eventually it should move up the northeast based on the latest runs of the computer model. So continuing to move forward with the European model forecast, we're eventually going to see this upper level low move right around the Midwest section, and this upper level low, like I said, will enhance the instability, and we're going to see an enhancement of convective activity over the southeast right up along the Gulf Coast. And it seems like the European model wants to move this trough a little bit faster. As it does, expect that the lower level winds will be a little bit faster. We will see a trough move a little bit further southward than what the European model initially anticipated. And by the Saturday time frame, you need to watch out for isolated thunder showers throughout Texas. I don't necessarily expect severe weather. That seems like there is enough cold air for that to happen in Texas, so don't panic at all in Texas, at least for now. But I'm pretty certain, even though we're around 4 days out, that it won't be at least any significant severe weather. Maybe that isolated thunder shower where you do see damaging winds, but there just isn't enough cold air for there to be a major severe weather threat. So definitely don't hold your breath or don't panic for that right around the Texas area if you live right around there. But moving forward, we do see that this line of thunder showers continues to move further eastward towards Louisiana, and the convective activity stays right around Florida. And this could be a concern for Florida, mainly due to the fact that this could bring a heavy amount of flooding over a large portion of the peninsula. So you definitely need to pay close attention to this, as it's gonna feel very reminiscent of a tropical storm in Florida. We see the millibar pressure is right around 995 millibars, which could be compared to a tropical storm. It's going to produce heavy rain that would be very similar to what you see in a tropical storm. And of course, gusty winds would be associated with a millibar pressure this low. So there could be rough surf right up along the coast. And you probably wouldn't want to go in the water anyways if it's raining that hard. But just in case, make sure to take precautions right up along the coast of Florida, because there should be a high rip current risk with this nor'easter if it were to take this scenario, which again is a big if, because we're going right around the Sunday to Monday time frame at this point, and this becomes quite a strong storm, dropping down 984 millibars, which definitely isn't something you see every day just off the southeast, because it's very difficult for that much instability to make a storm that strong just off the southeast coast. But we do see it. There is a decent amount of cold air because this upper level low from Texas converge with this lower level center, so we do see quite a strong storm, and we do see heavy snowfall right up along the New England coast. Now, the key thing that will determine if we're going to see a major snowstorm or not is how far east or west the storm system goes, as there's definitely a lot of factors to take into account to determine if we're going to see a major northeast snowstorm. The first thing is, of course, the trajectory of this low, and also it's the timing of when this trough moves through and how far south this trough will go, because the further southward it moves, that means that the northerly winds will be quite a bit stronger for northeast, and that'll allow temperatures to be cold enough to support for major snowfall, and that'll only help enhance the instability for the storm to become more powerful. However, that might not matter at all if this storm system takes a track well further to the east thanks to a weakness in ridging right around the western Atlantic. But if this were to take a westward track, then we would be talking about feet of snow in the northeast, but that's still a major if. At the very least, in this scenario, we do see a pretty significant snowstorm for much of Maine and then even portions of maybe New Hampshire as well could experience some snowfall. But other than that, it's mainly impacting a lower populated area of the northeast, not necessarily the interstate 95 corridor cities like Boston, extending it to New York City and Philadelphia. So we definitely need to see this storm move a lot further westward for there to be a significant snowstorm. And while the scenarios from both the GFS and the European model have been favorable against a snowstorm happening right around the northeast, we need to keep in mind that this is around 7 days out. And as you know, with the computer models, a forecast that's beyond 7 days out is merely a guess at this point. We see clearly how much the computer models change between now and 7-8 days. So there's still a lot of time for the computer models to really get down to the details with this storm, to really get a good idea of where the trajectory will move, how much cold air there will be, the timing of this trough, how far south it moves, because those will all be factors. And there's still a possibility that maybe the storm moves a little bit too slow for it to catch up to this jet stream dip, which this jet stream dip won't stay there forever, because as soon as we approach a couple days after, we see that the temperatures warm up again for the northeast. So there could still be that possibility that maybe this low gets trapped underneath this ridge, like the European model was stating in its prior forecast run. So the timing, the trajectory, just a lot of factors to pay close attention to before we can jump to a reasonable conclusion. But make sure to stay tuned for more updates, because this is far from a certain scenario. There's still a lot of time to really get down to the details with this forecast. So definitely just stay tuned for more updates, as I'll certainly keep you guys updated. And I definitely want to keep a close eye on this storm, because this could be our first major snowstorm for not only me, but millions of Americans right around the northeast. But taking a look back at what the GFS model is stating. So the GFS model yesterday was a little bit more confident in bringing snowfall to the northeast, but it seems like, wait, let me go to the 18Z run. The 12Z run is the last run, but this is the 18Z run, the latest run of the GFS model. And now the GFS model is leaning more towards what the European model is stating, where it wants to take this storm further eastward and misses out on much of any precipitation for the northeast. And the cold air isn't even far south enough for the precipitation to be in the form of snowfall. So definitely still a lot to keep in mind with this forecast. But again, before I begin repeating myself like 10 times, I'll keep you guys updated over the next few days. So in terms of the time frame of when you should expect an accurate forecast to come out of the computer models, it's really difficult to say moving further back. I'll say we won't get a definitive answer until this upper level low reaches the point of maybe Oklahoma and Texas, which would be right around the Friday to Saturday time frame, because that's when we'll get a good idea of how powerful this storm will be at first, how powerful this ridge will be, because that's another thing. If this ridge is too strong, then it'll linger for too long to be able to catch this jet stream dip at the perfect time frame for the snowfall to be to reach a maximum right around the northeast when it comes to the exact scope. So that's definitely something we're gonna keep an eye on, and we won't get a good idea of that until, I'll say, the Friday to Saturday time frame. So definitely stay tuned right around those days, and even before those days, because you never know, the computer models all of a sudden could find certainty very early in the forecast. And if we see the computer models resemble each other very closely, then that definitely will raise the certainty of the forecast. So definitely just stay tuned for more updates. However, what I could say for certain at this time is that the southeast will experience an enhanced amount of rainfall, where you should expect anywhere between 3 to 5 inches of rain in some localized areas, and that could lead to flash flooding because, like I said, the storm will move relatively slowly, especially right over Florida. So Florida, you definitely need to be aware of that possibility. Of course, rip currents along the coast as well. That's what I could say for certain. I'll say the forecast becomes uncertain by the time this storm passes maybe the border of Georgia and South Carolina. That's where we definitely could see major shifts in the forecast over the next few days. So here's the exact rainfall forecast over the next 5 days for the entirety of the United States. And look at Florida. You could experience maybe over 5 inches of rain, which would definitely cause a major flood threat. And this won't include only Florida either, because Texas is involved. Oklahoma is involved with anywhere between 1 to 3 inches of rain, and this extends into Georgia as well. And who knows, even if this isn't a major snowstorm for the Northeast, this could bring a major flood threat, thanks to the fact that this storm will still be very strong by the time it approaches Northeast, at least the latitude of the Northeast. I could confidently say that at this point, but whether or not we're going to see snow still has yet to be seen. But that's it for now, guys. I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video if you do enjoy it, and in the comments, like I said, I want to know what was the weather like in your area, and if you think that this snowstorm will actually occur in the Northeast, and who will it exactly affect. I want to know in the comment section below. I want to know your guys' thoughts, and we could have a nice little discussion in the comment section, as I'll do my best to give you guys maybe a more in detail forecast regarding the exact forecast, or at least the exact probability of a snowstorm in your specific location. So make sure to comment down below if you're interested. But that's it for now, guys, and thank you guys for watching.